party, I always like to make a signature cocktail because it cuts down on the prep time for the actual day of the party, so you don't need to worry about it. So today we are going to make one of those cocktails. We are making wine slushies with Riesling, strawberries, and a little bit of lime and sugar. Why in the world would we want to make a wine slushie? Number one, it cools you down when it's hot outside. Number two, it makes a fun cocktail that serves a lot of people, and it's extremely cheap. Number one, this bottle of wine was $9. You don't need to spend a lot of money on this wine because you're mixing it with strawberries and lime juice. You're making a sweet cocktail. So start off by setting aside a little bit of your wine to then mix with the cubes that you will be making. After setting aside about a cup of wine to use for later, add the rest of your wine into your food processor or heavy-duty blender. Add 2 cups of strawberries. I like to use frozen strawberries just because I like to have frozen fruit on hand in my freezer, but you're more than welcome to use fresh strawberries. Just make sure to cut the ends off. Add a spoonful of sugar and the juice of half a lime.
Puree strawberries and wine until it is a nice dark pink color.
Don't worry if after you puree your strawberry and wine that there's some chunks of strawberry in there. That's personally my favorite part. It's just like when you have strawberry ice cream and you get those chunks of the real strawberry.
Pour mixture into ice cube trays. It can be a little messy, so if you want to, you can also spoon it in using a large spoon. I highly suggest doing this over the sink so you don't get your countertops all sticky.
Once in ice cube trays, place your slushie in the freezer for a few hours. Now that your wine cubes are nice and frozen, go ahead and re-blend them, this time in a blender. So per person, I would do about 4 cubes. And remember that wine you had in the refrigerator? Add it in so that it adds more liquid.
Break up your wine cubes using a spoon or a fork once they're already in the blender. This is really going to help when it comes to smoothing out your cubes into slushies. Now it's time to start blending!
Just because we made a big batch of these wine slushies doesn't mean you have to use all of it. One of the best things about this recipe is that it makes them ahead of time, but you can use 4 at a time and keep the rest in your freezer. So say it's a hot day outside and you have a friend over, pop 8 of these in a blender with a little bit of wine and you got yourself a cocktail. The perfect cocktail for any summer party. I hope you enjoy your wine slushies as much as I do. Choice of strawberry.